Hello everybody, how is it going? And welcome back to another episode of Amps in the Axe Factory. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the mini Carol Anns in the Axe Factory, the Carol Ann OD2. If this is your first time here, or if you've been here before, make sure you subscribe, guys, because I don't want you to miss any of the cool videos that we got going on here. So, let's take a look at the Carol Ann, check it out, see how it was built, who built it, and all that fine and good stuff. IR-wise today, we're going to be using the GGD Zilla oversized 412, the SN57 with a V30 from the UK. So let's look at the amp a little bit. Everything I'm going to show you and kind of talk about comes from the X-Amp guy. I'm going to put that in the description down below if you want to check it out. So Carol Ann is built by Alan Phillips, and Alan Phillips and Cliff from Fractal are actually pretty close, and they know each other and they talk a lot. Because of that, Alan actually signed off on all the Carol Ann amps that are in the Axe Factory. He helped it with a lot of input with Cliff, so that way he could get them, sounding as close to the real amp as humanly possible. And Carol Ann amps are in that like boutique amp range, so they're classified as D amps or Dumble, so they're pretty cool. Alan is from England. He moved to the United States and started building amps because he didn't feel like buying one. And he's like, well, I'm gonna just build one. And this amp is really cool. The OD2 is its own special beast. So the real amp itself has two channels. It has a clean channel and it has an overdrive channel, and that's the one that's in the Axe Factory. The amp is kind of really funny in real life with speakers, and I kind of find it's the same way in the Axe Factory. I went through a bunch of different IRs using it. I ended up selling on this one. I went through a bunch of different guitars with it too. The tone on this thing, it's very, very, very picky. If you noticed in the opening segment, I didn't really have the overdrive up very much because watch what happens when you push it. Let's put it to like about 8. It can get really snarly when you really push it in the overdrive section. The tone, the frequencies that it pops out, it's very unique. The thing I like about the OD2 as compared to the other Carol Ann amps is I find this one's pretty meaty and it's pretty bassy. It's not really made to be like a heavily overdriven amp. I don't find that's where it shines. I find that it shines when you're doing like low to medium gain stuff. I find that's where it shines perfectly. So, you keep the overdrive around there. So the pretty much all the Carol Ann amps, they have an input drive and they have an overdrive. The input drive kind of gives you like a flavor shaping kind of knob. Like it shifts the frequencies around. The harder you push it, it kind of shifts from low mids. It shifts from low mids to kind of a little bit more upper mids. It shifts the mids around, gives you a little bit of flavor when you push the input knob, and the overdrive just kind of adds gain to it. So I keep the input drive low, keep things a little bit brighter, a little bit tighter, and I just kind of move the overdrive knob around. Watch, I'm put the overdrive on 3 and we'll go up from there. Sorry, I missed the strings there when I was playing. Like I said before, this amp is very, very, very bassy. Guitar-wise, I'm playing a G&L Legacy Special with the DiMarzio injectors in the neck and the bridge, and a Area 68 in the middle. I'm playing with my middle pickup, and I'm going to show you the difference between the neck and the middle and how much bass it has. So as you can see, it has a lot of low end to it. I only have the bass like right there. EQ wise, I'm just cutting a little bit of mid out. Let me do EQ on and off. Just cutting a tiny bit of mid out. So this amp has like a ton of bass in it. Watch, as compared to Triptych, which is going to be in the next episode, of amps of the Axe-FX3. I'm using the same IR with it, and just listen how it behaves. I'm gonna put it on a classic mode because it's kind of similar to the OD2. That is clean. That is not classic. Here, and look where I have the bass at right here. And if you go back to, let's actually save that, and let's go back to the OD2. So the OD2 kind of has its own flavor. It's really beefy. It's really MIDI, and kind of old Carol Ann amps do that. The harder you push them, they kind of, I don't want to say they get bloated, but like they swell. So just be careful whenever you're doing it, because they can kind of make things get out of hand and make your tone sound really raspy. But these amps are really cool. They kind of remind me of like Marshalls a little bit, but with like a lot more like fangs in them, a lot more teeth, if that makes any sense. Like I said before, this amp is like perfect if you're using it for like, you know, some lower output pickups, or even like a Strat like I have here. I find that's where it excels at, and it does perfect on it right there. If you want to put more modern gain stuff, I would definitely use the Triptych or the Tucana, which we're going to get to in later episodes. That would be the better bet for that. And whenever you're picking a cab for it, do not be afraid to go through a bunch, because it's picky. I find it was very picky. I mean, it may not be for you, but I just found it was. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up on the first amp in the Carol Ann series on amps of the Axe-FX3, Carol Ann OD2. Hey, if you thought this video was pretty cool, leave me a like. I'd be greatly appreciative of you did it. And like I said before, please subscribe, guys, because there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. Alright guys, that is going to be it for me. I'm going to have to be out. Thanks for watching. Peace.